Hey guys, I wanted to do a quick video. I kind of started it late, but I wanted to post how I make my amazing pulled pork sandwiches. Well, this is the finished product. When I first start cooking it in my crock pot, you want to cook it on high for about 6.5 hours. And what you use is, I use some liquid smoke, about 2 or 3 tablespoons of that. A little bit of celery salt, regular black pepper, and garlic salt. And then I chop up about a half of a red onion and half of a white onion. Throw it all in the pot, and you add 2 pork tenderloins. I got the Kirkland brand from Costco, but you can get them from anywhere. Tenderloins are better for me just because I don't like all the gristle and all the fat that comes along with like a pork shoulder or something like that. And yeah, so after you pretty much thaw out the pork tenderloins, cut up your onions, add your ingredients, you top it off with water just so it's, you know, submerged, stir it up a little bit, and then you cook it on high. You put the lid back on it, cook it on high for about 6.5 hours until it's just moist and falling apart. And then, once it's all here's what it looks like when it is about 3 hours in. Smelling fantastic. Give it a little stir, rotate the meat a little bit. Starting to get all white and falling apart. Wish you guys could smell this. It smells so good. And then once everything's in the pot, I go ahead and get the rest of my stuff out that you need. Barbecue sauce, I use Sweet Baby Ray's because it's the best. And then I go ahead and pull out my brown sugar from my cabinet. You need about a cup or so of brown sugar. Then you want to mix in a bowl together your brown sugar and your Sweet Baby Ray's for when the pulled pork is done cooking. And then I got some of these left over from my pizza guy, crushed red pepper. I like to add a little spice to my pulled pork. So I'll put about 4 packets of that in once the pork's done and it's all drained and shredded. And this is about 4.5 hours in. It's a little dark in my kitchen, but it's really starting to fall apart now. All the onions are really cooked. Still smells fabulous. And then I go ahead and just give it a quick stir again and then put the lid back on it. Still has a couple more hours to go. And then I was going to show you what I use for the final product when it's all done and mixed together. I use hamburger buns. I like the country potato. Sorry, it's upside down. Country potato hamburger buns. They're the best, and they're soft and have great flavor. And then on the bun, I put mayonnaise on my buns, and then I add coleslaw. Just a little bit of coleslaw for flavor on top of the pulled pork on your sandwich. Oh, sorry, a little bit of air in there. And then you let it continue cooking for the next 2.5 hours. What I'm going to do next is, while it's still cooking, I'm going to go ahead and get my stuff mixed together. I'm going to put my crushed red pepper in a bowl. Get it all out of there. Like I said, I use about 4 packets of crushed red pepper, or you can do however much you like, but this just gives it a good kick. Not too spicy, but just enough. And then I'm going to open up my barbecue sauce. I use the Sweet Baby Ray's, as you can see. Just the original barbecue sauce, and I sweeten it and spice it myself. And then you want to go ahead and dump some in the bowl. A good amount, like so. Like that. Put the lid back on. And then I'm going to go ahead and open up my brown sugar. So I gotta use my mouth real quick if I can hold my phone. And then I'm going to go ahead and dump the brown sugar in here. And once you've added about 1.5 cups of brown sugar, you can sweeten it and spice it to your liking. I use 1.5 cups. You want to mix it all together really good. As you can see all the nice red pepper flakes. And if you could taste it, you could definitely tell it has that nice golden brown sugar taste. And then I'm going to set this aside and let my pork continue cooking. I think we're at about 5.5 hours now. So we got about an hour left before we can dump it and pull it. Okay, time to pull it out. It's been about 6.5 hours. You can see it's all moist. I gotta let the juice drain off, and then I'm gonna set it on my cookie sheet here. Pull the second one out, just as soft and falling apart as the first. Set it here. Put my oven mitts on so I don't burn myself. I'm gonna drain my juice out. Just pour it down the sink. You don't need it for anything now. Like that. Set it back down. You want to throw the pork back into the pot. And then I gotta grab a couple forks real quick. Grab a couple forks. Pull it towards you. And then get in the pot. You can videotape in the pot here. And I'm going to shred it up. It just melts apart like butter. Like butter, like butter. Smells so good. Shred it apart like so. And then what I'm going to do after that is I pick up my sauce that we had set aside from earlier. Dump it on top. Take your forks again and kind of mix it up. You can always add more barbecue sauce if you need to, but I think we're going to be good shape here. And then as you mix it together, it shreds even more. Like that. Alright, and that is our finished product. Next step, I'll show you how we make and assemble our sandwich and eat it. Alright, so now we're going to prepare our sandwich. My husband likes the coleslaw. I don't like it, so here we go. This gives it nice flavor. I'm going to put it on the bottom of the sandwich. Nice, good layer coleslaw. And then you take a good mound of our pulled pork. Get it on there nice and good. And then you top bun on. And then we're going to do barbecue lace potato chips with it. Open up your bag of chips. Got some chips on the plate. I also like sometimes potato salad or like a macaroni salad with it is good. And this is your finished product. There we go. Next video is going to be us eating it and giving you the report on feedback how good it is. And now here's the true test to any cook's food. Is the taste. Delicious.